Victor, I think you've got a pretty good grasp and a pretty good working definition. So let me ask you that. What is digital transformation?
Yeah. So I wish I could take full credit for this, but this is a definition that really resonated with me as I was doing research on this topic. And this is from Clint Bolton, a senior writer at CIO.com. And he states that digital transformation marks a rethinking of how an organization uses technology, people, and processes in pursuit of new business models and new revenue streams driven by changes in customer expectations around products and services.
Great. Okay. So, and one of the things I think that we've been discussing also with clients is the idea of it's the change, it's also the embracing of this and understanding that this is not something new. It's really been around, and I think that the state of the world maybe has pushed us further towards this notion. But what are your thoughts about the definition changing over the last couple of years with the pandemic and companies moving to fully remote work, or some of us are kind of work trying to get our way back to hybrid? Have you had thoughts about it, the definition changing and evolving?
I think that's one of the great things about this definition, right? Is that that last part of it that talks about change being driven by alterations in customer expectations. I think that that's really at play here in these pandemic times, right? So customers, just because we're in a pandemic doesn't mean that people don't want their products, right? They just want their products and services in a way that helps mitigate the risk and exposure, to COVID. So this has definitely been an accelerant, but I think that's the beauty of Clint's definition here, is that it sort of encompasses all those different permutations.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how do you see this? How do you see digital transformation evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? Obviously, we don't necessarily know what things are going to look like entirely, but we could probably make a couple predictions.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I do think that historically, at least, and it's also been my experience, that digital transformation efforts have been focused in areas of the business that are, positioned for revenue creation, right? So new business efforts to help, improve the bottom line. But I think that in the future and in the next couple of years, we'll see digital transformation, I think, shift a little bit more towards business continuity planning and business resiliency, right? Anything that can help businesses continue to fulfill their products and services while still be in, like you mentioned, either fully remote, hybrid work environments. I think that's going to be a big change there.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so that brings me to our first polling question here, which was rather, if you were able to fill it out, is digital transformation a priority? And the possible answers here, and I'll give you some stats here in a minute, but where do digital transformation initiatives rank in priority at your organization currently? We've found naturally at RadarFirst, we found this is at the top of everybody's list for a variety of reasons. And so we have a handful of possible answers here. A being it's the top priority, B a priority, but not quite the top, neutral, barely a priority at all, or just not a priority. So hopefully we're going to get some results here in a minute. Okay, so what we have is